Hi, and welcome to Being Mindful. Thank you for joining me. In today's session, it's a bit of a smorgasbord. I didn't necessarily have a particular direction in mind when I began the meditation. I just decided to let it flow and see what happened. And so in this meditation, you'll get to experience several different areas of focus, including the body, sound, breath, and feelings of anxiety. So I welcome you to experiment with me as I explore these things. Let's get started. Let's take a moment to begin with deep breath. In and out. And as we breathe in, notice the expansion of the chest, the opening of the whole chest area, and see if you can notice movement of the breath in the abdomen as well. If you haven't already closed your eyes, because I closed mine, I'll invite you to do that. It's also fine to keep your eyes open, to watch what I'm doing, or to gaze lightly at a spot in front of you. As we breathe normally, we can notice our contact with the floor or the chair. We can acknowledge sound that's happening, whether we like it or not. So instead of seeing sound as a distraction or an irritation, we can welcome it into the practice as part of the present moment. Right now, we choose to focus on the sound. We can choose to focus broadly on all sound that we can take in, or we can hone in on a particular sound that we notice. Paying attention to how the sounds change from moment to moment. Thankful for this evidence of other creatures that surround us, human and otherwise. And we can bring focus back to the body, allowing sounds to exist in the background, and that in the foreground is the sensation of the body. sitting in its chair or standing on the floor. Again, noticing that sense of grounding and support. Noticing the posture of the body, how we're holding ourselves. Allowing ourselves to notice the breath that's been happening the whole time. That movement in and out. This life-sustaining practice. Noticing the sensation of the breath as it moves through the body. Seeing if we can trace a single breath from the moment it enters the nostrils, moves into the chest, and how different parts of the body are engaged with the in-breath. And then noticing the breath on the way out. How our body moves differently on the exhale than the inhale. Noticing the directionality of the breath as it comes into the nostrils and is released again through the nostrils or through the mouth. Maybe experimenting with what it feels like to breathe in and out through the nostrils. And then shifting to the mouth, allowing it to relax, the jaw to drop. And what we can notice within our mouths as we let the air enter and exit the body. Noticing the sensation of the air against the tongue. And swallowing, letting the tongue become moist again as needed. And then settling into whatever pattern of entry and exit we prefer for the breath. And as we focus on the breath, if the mind decides to go in another direction, which it will, that doesn't have to be a failure or a problem or something we need to be frustrated about. It's just what the mind does. And we can use it as an opportunity to notice that the mind has wandered and to bring a gentle focus back to the breath. And if we are feeling anxiety in these moments, we can notice where we're experiencing that anxiety in our body. Visualize it as a little ball. And allow the body to expand beyond that ball. Allow each breath to move in and around that little spot. Creating a cushion. We're not trying to make it go away or make it be smaller or anything different than what it is. We're just making room for it and whatever else there is to feel. It's not just anxiety we're experiencing. We're noticing sensation and thought and sound. And we can choose which of those things we want to pay attention to. It doesn't make the other things go away, but it might make them less impactful. And so we observe. We explore ourselves with curiosity and compassion. We take in what there is to take in. And as this practice comes to an end, we can open our eyes and take in sight as well. We can look around and see what there is within our field of vision. And we can come back to each other. Move in whatever ways would be comfortable. And that ends the practice. Thanks for joining me today. I hope that that was a helpful tour of different ways that we can focus during meditation. Those who are with me during my live session talked about the impact that thinking about the feelings of anxiety as a ball had on them. They talked about where they experience that kind of anxiety in the stomach or in the throat, and how helpful it was to have an image that they could wrap their heads around and work with. So I hope that that was helpful for you as well. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, I hope that you'll join us for future meditations. I do publish on Mondays and Fridays, and it's always helpful to hear how a particular video sits with you. So please do like it if it was helpful to you, and I would love to hear any comments you have to share as well. Have a wonderful day.